Hello YouTube, it's me, Elise. I wanted to give you guys a review on the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation. It is a new foundation that just recently came out. It probably hasn't been on the market, not even 6 months yet. So I wanted to do a review on it because there's not that many reviews on the darker shades. The color that I have is the 340 Caramel. It is the darkest shade that I've seen, I have seen in the stores, and they say that they have 16 beautiful shades and all this other stuff on the website, but I've only seen, well, shoot, on the website they only have it up to natural tan, and in the stores I've only seen it up to caramel. So if they have darker colors than that, then that's awesome. If not, then that's really crappy still. But anyways, for me, like, the caramel has always been the color that I've used in the Colorstay line. Not every, well, the Photo Ready, that's something totally different. That's a different monster. But anyways, for the Colorstay though, I've always used the caramel. It's always been a great color for me. It's always matched well. It hasn't always been, like for the liquid foundation, it's never been a complete, like, perfect match for me because actually it was a little bit too light for me, just like a tinge. But nobody could ever tell because I always set it with my MAC Studio Fix powder, which was an NW45, and NW45 was always like borderline almost too dark for me, so like those two colors together always made the perfect match. But recently I've been like indoors a lot more. I don't go outside as much, so I'm not as dark as I used to be, or at least not when I was younger, because when I was younger I was a lot darker because I did track and all kinds of stuff. So always the caramel was the color that I went to, because the other color was just too neutral, and the color deeper than that was just too red and just way too dark for me. So yeah, caramel has been my friend. Whenever I was like a sophomore in college though, I was starting to have trouble with the Colorstay line because my skin started to react to it, and it was starting to actually get bad. So I had to walk away from that foundation for at least a couple of years, and now just recently I started using Colorstay again, and I'm a lot better with my skincare regimens and stuff like that, so I don't break out like that. Because what happened before is because the Colorstay is like a line of color, because you know Colorstay stays on all day, right? So I have to take a little bit extra time to washing it off, because that stuff is not like a simple thing to just wash off with the liquid kind. But anyways, like, getting back on the topic, I just recently decided to try to whip foundation. Of course, I heard a lot of great reviews of it on YouTube and Makeup Alley and stuff like that. So I just wanted to try it. I have been looking for a lighter feeling foundation, not necessarily a lighter coverage, but a lighter feeling kind of foundation. In the liquid one, I've noticed that they changed the formula a bit. It's not as liquidy anymore. It's a little bit thicker actually, so it's actually too thick on my face, and it feels like I'm wearing like that face of makeup, and I really don't need that look anymore, and I really don't like that feeling of that look anymore. So I wanted to try something different. I tried like just wearing concealer and powder, but I didn't like that because I still didn't have that makeup feeling that I like to have. So I decided to try the whipped foundation. Of course I was skeptical at first because it was like, because you know, like with Colorstay and stuff, they normally have, you know, dry, and then they have oily. So I would always get the oily, and I have extremely oily skin. So normally I don't use any other foundations because it's just a mess. Like I use the Milk and Magnesia underneath my foundations and stuff, but you have to use it with the right kind of foundation. So the Colorstay it always worked well with. So like if I use Milk and Magnesia and I use the Colorstay for the liquid Colorstay for oily, it would mattify my face all day. I wouldn't even have to blot or anything like that. So I was kind of hoping something similar to that with this. And I found that, like, in the description that it said it's great for summer and humid kind of climates. And I am in an area where it's extremely humid all the time. The weather is unpredictable, and it's just hot. Like, 110 is normal, and it's just hot outside. It's not dry weather, it's just humid outside. So basically, I just needed something for that because I'm back home now, and I just need a foundation that is great with this weather. I didn't want to use the Colorstay liquid because, like I said, it's too heavy. So I got this at CVS, and it cost $14. at the store and stuff, so I'm like, well, I hope that this $14 goes somewhere, because they saw on a couple of reviews that they said, like, of course, like it says, is 0.8 fluid ounces, and normally foundations are at least 1 fluid ounce. So I was kind of like, because you're like, if you look at the jar, like, you really, like, it's really not a lot of product in there. Like, yeah, they have this big A jar and stuff like that, but still, like, you'd only get, like, I don't know, you know, enough, I guess. But when I opened it, though, like, you see, like, yeah, this heavy jar, they compare it to Chanel. I haven't brought one thing Chanel or whatever, because they don't make it in my color. But, if you notice, like, they have this little thingamajig on the top. So I guess if you, like, if it's too hot outside or whatever and it melts, it won't get all over the lid and messy. So, for now, I've just been, like, scooping off the top of it because there's just a big chunk of it. So I haven't actually dipped into the actual foundation, but if you look at it, it's actually, a different kind of consistency. You see, like, it doesn't move. You can do all this kind of crazy stuff like that. Like, it's very still, if you want to say that. So, like, just dipping your finger into it, like, you can see that it's a different consistency. It's not a mousse. It's not a gel. It's really, it's its own kind of thing. It's exactly what it says on the bottle. It's actually whipped. So, if I put it on my skin, if you can see, just rubbing it in, it's a perfect match. Like, even after it oxidizes and stuff after a couple of minutes, it's still a perfect match to me. And this is the first time, like, the caramel has actually been, like, a perfect, like, dead on, like, match to me. Like, I have it on right now, and if you could tell, it's, like, a really, really good, like, it's just, it looks really good. Like, I feel it looks really good on my skin. Like, it matches really well, it blends well, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing a face of a mask of makeup, you know, because that's not what I want. Like, because, like, I don't want that cake look anymore. Well, I never wore cakey makeup. I used to wear a lot of makeup in the past, and I don't want that look anymore. But, okay, so this is pretty much dried a bit, but if you look at it, it's just blended right in, and it's like right here, and this is my regular skin, and this is like the foundation, and if you could tell, like, it's very blendable, it's very smooth, it doesn't leave, like, that weird feeling on your fingers where you feel like it's, you know, sometimes if you put your hands in foundation, you have to, like, wipe it off on a towel and all that stuff. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like, very, I don't know, just very easy to use. Like, they say, like, on the website to use your fingers, don't use a brush, and I actually recommend, yeah, using your fingers. I'm not the type of person that likes to put my hands on my face, because, like, that's, like, in the dermatology world, that's, like, a no-no. Like, you never put your hands on your face. So, when I do put this makeup on, I have to use my hands, because if I use the brush, it's just too heavy, and it doesn't blend like how I want to. Like, if you wanted to use a flat top brush, yeah, that would work, that would be fine, but when you're using a flat top brush, you're pretty much, like, adding more coverage. So that means it's, like, going to be really heavy. So, like, if you want it to be a little lighter, you want to use your fingers to do it. And then plus you have a little bit more control with using your fingers. So I don't use a brush, I use my fingers the whole time, and I can, with my fingers, I can build it up in the areas that I need it to be more covered and stuff like that. So I find that, like, very good about it. And also another great thing about this is that it has salicylic acid in it. And salicylic acid, you know, is like the active ingredient in most acne medications. So having that in there, like, makes me feel a little bit more secure about this product, because I am acne prone. You know, acne is, like, in the blood, so it's always going to be there. There's never really going to be a cure to it. Well, at least there's not one yet. So, having salicylic acid in this foundation is really good, because, like, you know, like, in humid climates, people are more prone to be oily or get weird skin problems, because the weather is just really weird. So, it's just good to have this in there, so, like, if I happen to sweat or the weather's weird, I won't break out, or I won't feel like this stuff is clogging my pores. It's actually trying to, like, fight, like, trying to, it's like prevents acne from showing up and stuff like that. So, there's, like, as you heard, like, there's a lot of pros to this foundation. The cons, of course, like I always have with the Colorstay, is that it's not easy to take off. It's not one of those things where you can just go like, oh, I'm just going to wash my face really quick and take it off. No, this is the kind of makeup you have to take your time to take it off. Because that's how I ran into problems last time with the liquid foundation. If you get lazy with it, you will break out with it if you are acne prone. So you have to take your time to take this off. Get a really good face wash to take it off. If you're wondering what face wash I use the Neutrogena, just a regular acne wash, the orange bottle. I have a review on that if you guys are like interested in that or whatever. But yeah, so this is a great foundation. Just throwing through the cons again. It's lasts for 24 hours. I've actually worn this for 16 hours before, not this one, but the Colorstay line, the liquid. It really does last all day. It doesn't come off. It doesn't transfer. The flashback, meaning like when you take pictures, there's no weird white or weird funky glow to your skin or anything like that. Has salicylic acid in it, and I haven't noticed any breakouts or anything. And like I said, I'm very acne prone, so like I haven't noticed anything. It's a lot of pros to this. The con, smaller might be, of course, is the price. $14 is a little crazy. Like, maybe because I got it at CVS, they kind of amped it up a bit. But, 14 is a little much. Maybe 12 might sound a little bit more reasonable, or 10. Because it's not a full fluid ounce, so it's kind of crap for them to charge that much. And then, oh yeah, one more thing. Also, because this, you don't use as much. Like, because this is a different formula, you don't use as much as you do with the liquid Colorstay, The liquid Colorstay, you tend to use a little bit more product, I've noticed. And then with this one, you tend to use less product, because it gives me the same results, but with less, if that makes sense. That's another con. Not con, pro. Pro. So that's another pro. Like, okay, but back to the con. So the only con is the price and taking it off. That's the only thing about it that I don't like. But that's just something I live with, and I like this foundation a lot. So if you guys are interested, it's $14 at CVS, of course cheaper at Walmart, hopefully cheaper at Walmart. If you go on the website right now, they have a coupon for $2 off this foundation. And if you go to CVS, they have like these little things going on. There's always something going on at CVS. I'm not sure if it's a local thing or a nationwide thing. I live in the States, so it just depends on where you go. So if you guys want to give it a try, do it. It's like I always have been very like pro like Revlon for a long time. I've used Revlon products ever since I was in high school, and I've actually worn the Colorstay all through prom, and it did not come off. So like if you are new to Colorstay, give it a try. If you are around the colors NW45 or always worn like the caramel and the liquid Colorstay, then this is your color. Or if you're like me and the Colorstay has always been a little bit too light for you, this will match you perfectly now because you have more control. Give it a try, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.